This is BBC Two. The dangers of landfill dumps and the problems of toxic waste disposal are on discussion now, as the global environment is down in the dumps.
Today, we're going to talk rubbish. Now, what am I going to do with this? I know. I'll bury it. No one will ever know. I'll bury this too. And this, and this, and that. Oh, it's full. Oh, what do I do with this? I know. A fashionable hat. An earring. A false beard. That'll be useful. A handy torch. Brilliant. What else? I could drink out of it. Ah, so it's not rubbish after all. No need to be down in the dumps then.
I don't like it. It's disgusting, you know. It's in our system. It's all over, you know. Something has to be done. So, you know, it's always here. What are you going to
do? Rubbish. We all create it, and we all want it taken away. Here in New York, 12,000 people are employed to do just that. These guys are fit. They lift over 32 tons of it a day. Every day, people are throwing things away. 7 million people live in New York, and so hundreds of tons of rubbish or garbage has to be disposed of day after day. But does anyone ever think where their garbage actually goes?
All the garbage goes in now. I have no idea.
I really don't know. No idea at all.
I don't know.
No idea.
Nah.
No.
No. No. Nobody knows.
In Britain, an average family of 4 creates over a ton of rubbish a year, 70% of which comes from packaging. Some packaging is vital. It both preserves and protects whatever's inside it. But nowadays, it has to do more. It has to compete with all the other products and catch the eye. But does everything need to be so packaged? Plastic-covered cucumbers? Coconuts with cling film? Boxes? Bags? Bags within boxes? And boxes within bags?
You buy a sandwich, it gets a plastic container. You buy a Coke, it gets a container. A cup of coffee, you get a container. One container after the other after the other. You have more containers than food when you get done with it.
Some packaging is in use for only a few minutes. It doesn't look very much on its own, but put it all together.
I love the garbage. People gotta eat. They gotta dispose garbage, and I would always have a job. Somebody has to do the dirty work.
Manny Rodriguez manages one of the marine transfer stations in New York. Here, garbage is transferred onto barges. Each one holds 700 tons. It's It's going to the city's only domestic refuse dump, or landfill site, just 5 miles away. The journey is nearly over. The garbage is going to be buried, like it has been for the last 40 years. Layer upon layer of it, with a thin cover of soil on top. Still plenty of good pickings for the seagulls. But this landfill is filling up. It's now 150 feet high and still growing. The problem is they're running out of space, and burying garbage has its price.
Well, virtually every kind of product known to man is here. Every chemical. It rains on this landfill. When it rains, the rain moves in two different ways. It can move over the surface runoff, and it can percolate into the ground. That rain slowly moves through the garbage. There are chemical reactions that go on. It reaches the groundwater. It then moves through the groundwater system into the water system.
All over the world there are landfill sites. If chemicals can seep into the groundwater, they could be getting into the drinking water supplies as well. Who knows what harm such a cocktail of chemicals could do?
So a landfill is a vast chemical factory. There are all kinds of reactions going on with water, without water.
We're running short of landfills. Pretty soon they're going to have to figure out another way to dispose of the garbage.
Waste disposal is a problem all over the world, not only in America.
Something has definitely got to be done. Else, 20, 30 years' time, it's going to be a major problem.
Yeah, stop wasting stuff. What can I do? I can only throw it away, like everybody else does.
Well, we can use it all again, can't we?
Toronto, Canada. Here, people are trying to do something about their waste. They are reusing or recycling it. Everything to be recycled is put into blue boxes and left outside each house. The boxes are emptied on a special collection day once a week. Recycling not only reduces waste, it saves on all the fuel and energy that went into extracting and manufacturing the raw materials in the first place. This kind of door-to-door collection makes the Blue Box scheme one of the most efficient that's been developed, and it's being taken up by many other countries. 1 ton of recycled paper saves about 17 trees. Reusing glass uses much less fuel oil than making new glass. And again, old metal cans can be recycled using much less energy than is needed to extract the metal to make new ones. Manufacturers and consumers must be aware of the importance of recycling. Recycling works only if there's a real demand for recycled products. Here in the markets, many of the products for sale are not packaged in the expensive, wasteful way they are in richer countries. Where there is inevitable waste, As with worn-out motor tyres, new industries often grow up, giving work to many people, turning the valuable waste material into a whole new range of products, from sandals to, in this case, dustbins. This is recycling at its most direct.
The Karen B is the ship which no one wants. For the past 48 hours, it's been anchored off the coast of Devon. Across its decks, 2,000 tons of toxic waste, which requires expert disposal.
Toxic waste, the worst kind of waste. It's dangerous, very dangerous. It can often remain dangerous for a long time. It's a byproduct of some industrial processes. Sometimes rich countries pay poor countries to take the risk of accepting it. But this ship sailed from country to country, trying to find somewhere to dump its poisonous cargo. Industries don't create toxic waste deliberately. It's usually a byproduct from the factories that make many of the things we all buy. Not only the poorest countries take in other people's toxic waste. This company in Wales makes a business of it. At a price, it takes in waste from around the world and, with many precautions, attempts to make it harmless. Some may not appear dangerous, but still have to be handled with care. These harmless-looking transformers are in fact full of dangerous chemical fluids, PCBs. They need to be cut open and drained. Only then can both fluid and containers be sent to the incinerator. Burning this type of waste has its dangers. The ash can still be toxic if it isn't burnt for long enough. And the poisonous fumes have to be cleaned before they reach the chimney.
The industries are finding these days that it's costing them a lot more money to dispose of their waste materials. Some of those materials are actually suitable for recycling. We advertise in this bulletin waste materials that one industry might be making in their process and try and find somebody else who can use that waste material.
Here in Canada, the Ortec Laboratory researches into waste. Industries can have their waste analysed to find out if any of it can be used again. One waste sample was found to contain certain quantities of copper, which could be extracted and recycled.
This is coming from an industry that manufactures car components. And we have here a part of a dashboard that they make. So what we do is advise the company who's producing this that all they need to do is separate the materials, and then there would be a market or somebody who would want to buy both the plastic and the polyurethane or the foam part of it. You might look at it as one industry's waste is another industry's gold.
Sheets of plastic, large globs of plastic, rolls of plastic, snakes of plastic, chunks of plastic. We pick up waste from different plastic plants and bring it into our plant to make finished plastic resin that then goes to making finished products again. We're taking these pop crates and we're recycling them. Put them on the grinder belt, and these will end up being ground up into little chips.
These crates are being recycled because they're damaged.
Up at that point, you can see the actual grind coming through. By the time the material has reached the bottom of that vertical cramming screw, the plastic is already melting. At this point here, the material will be screened through a screen like this. From that point on, the plastic is 100% clean and free of contamination.
The end product, thousands of plastic pellets to be made into yet more plastic products.
We're loading a machine here full of post-consumer waste. These bags will return to the supermarkets. When we will do this with material, first of all, do a quick sort. In some cases, we get full bags of paper. We can get eggshells, pop cans. So we have to do a fairly good sort at this point.
These are examples of the finished products that we make in our operation. What we will do then is sell these to people who make other products, finished products. And these are the finished products that we make, such as flower pots, fencing, lawn edging, bottles, bags, garbage bags.
Whether the garbage bags are made from recycled plastic or not, the problem still remains of what's inside them.
I don't believe that you can do really anything about it. It's so strong now, it's so big now. I mean, the waste is so bad.
I feel quite helpless about it, actually.
Too little's being said, not enough action is being taken.
But action can be taken. We have the choice every day by rejecting over-packaged products.
If it weren't for the packets, there wouldn't be no rubbish. So if we didn't pack it, we wouldn't have any rubbish.
People say, look, I'm not buying this because I think it's far too much packaging. Like, it's twice as much packaging for what's inside it. People don't buy it, and it's not going to be on sale for very long.
The more we waste, the more we use.
The more we consume, the more we destroy, the less there is next time.
We're taking packaging material, consumer goods, office paper, food garbage, all kinds of materials that we use in our modern industrial society. It's then being thrown away. And that is a tremendous environmental problem in non-reuse of resources. So that's what this landfill really sort of stands for, is the utter disregard of the way we use our resources.